Welcome. My name is Randy Jenny, and this is a short video demonstrating a couple of examples of the VLOOKUP function. It's aimed at MacEwan University students taking business computing, and you can download the Excel highlights file using the link below. So I'm working on the worksheet called VLOOKUP 1. And here's the idea behind this worksheet. So we have a retail store and we offer discounts to people, but it depends on how much they spend. So if they spend up to $100, we don't give them a discount. If they spend between 100 and 200, we give them a 5% discount. Between 200 and 400, they get a 7% discount, etc. So we want to use VLOOKUP to determine how much each of these people, what kind of discount each of these people will get depending on how much they've spent. So here's how we're going to do that. So in this cell, I'm going to insert the VLOOKUP function. So I change this to all functions. I click in the lower region and I type in VL, and it jumps down to VLOOKUP. Double click on that, and I'm working in the VLOOKUP function. So the value I want to look up is simply the amount that Phil has spent. And I don't have to worry about making that absolute, because I do want that value to change when I fill this formula down. I want it to change from B3 to B4 to B5. So that one's fine. The table array is the table that contains all of the lookup information. So that's going to be this range of cells. Now I do want the table to stay fixed, so I need to make those addresses absolute. And if I think of it right at this moment and put in, press F4, Excel helps me out by putting in all 4 dollar signs to anchor all 4 of the points on the table, so B12 and C18. The column index number is a part that sometimes gives people some trouble, and it's really quite simple. The first column in the table is column 1, and the second column in the table is column 2. But what throws people off is they often think they have to put a cell reference in here. This is one of the exceptions. We don't put a cell reference into this formula. We just put in column 2, column index number 2. Press OK. And then if I double click on the fill handle, it will fill in all the appropriate values. If we look down, we'll notice that Steve didn't get a discount, but that's actually correct because Steve only spent $96, so he didn't make it to the first cutoff point of 100. A couple of other little points is this table has to be built from smallest to largest for it to work properly. If you build the table the other way around, putting the large numbers at the top and the small numbers at the bottom, VLOOKUP doesn't work properly. Okay, so we have the discount percentage. Now we want to express the discount as a dollar amount. So that's just simply equals the 220 times the 7%. So Phil gets $15 taken off his bill. Fill that down. And now let's calculate a new total. So instead of 220, how much does Phil have to spend? Okay, so equals his original amount minus the discount dollar amount. So he ends up only having to pay $204. And again, we'll fill that down. Now we have this one last column here called customer status. And we're going to use another VLOOKUP function to decide if the customer is a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, etc. So again, we're going to insert VLOOKUP. I'm just going to move this up so we can see things a little better. And again, we're going to look up the amount spent. So I'm going to use B3. The table array this time is going to be slightly different. it's going to be this whole range. So I want to include the words bronze, silver, gold, etc. And again, I have to use F4 to make the coordinates for the table absolute. And the column index number, instead of it being column 1 or 2, 3, 4, it's going to be column 5. So my column index number, I want to pull the result from column 5 in the table. And OK. And fill that down. And we're just about done. We have this one sort of odd thing here. Because Steve didn't qualify for a discount and he doesn't really have a status, he didn't even make it to bronze, I'm just going to do a small cheat. Down here in this cell, I'm going to put a space bar character. So just a space in there. That way, when it does the lookup, it doesn't put in the value 0, it puts in a space. So it looks a little better that way. And that's it. Thanks for watching.